Everywhere you look, people are glued to their screens. If you don't see anyone looking at their phone, it's probably because you're looking at yours. And while we're wasting hours binge watching cat videos or getting lost in this endless stream of memes, there's one thing we're all forgetting. We could actually use this addiction to our advantage. Think about it, instead of doom scrolling 8 hours a day, you can utilize that screen time for, well, something productive. Let's start with the first step, deciding what you want to learn. One day I asked myself, what if I could walk away from my phone with something more valuable than just memes? That simple question led me down a rabbit hole of possibilities. I went to college for marketing and business, but if I'm being totally honest, I didn't retain a lot of that information once I graduated. And now that my career is in those fields, I was interested to see what resources I could find for continued education. I discovered learning platforms like Coursera and found an accredited business management program through the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School, and I decided to give that a shot. And enrolling in this program was one of the best decisions I made. It allowed me to turn my phone addiction into a productive habit. The courses were comprehensive and practical, covering everything from digital marketing to business analytics. They were designed by top professors and industry experts, providing me with high-quality, relevant information. I learned how to create effective marketing campaigns, understand consumer behavior, and measure the success of my efforts. And from there, I discovered countless other courses that were free, that provided an outlet for me to keep on learning, and this just became a new addiction of mine. This really was the first example of me just understanding that I could actually use my phone addiction to learn some stuff and not let it just be mind-numbing information that just wasn't doing anything for me. Instead of randomly browsing, I set goals. I would use my screen time to master these topics. And you know what? It completely shifted the way I viewed my phone. It went from being a distraction machine to becoming a tool for personal and professional growth. And it wasn't just business or marketing either. I also wanted to find a way to streamline my content creating process. And that's where I found Google Docs and was able to use that on my phone to draft and organize my YouTube scripts. This tool helped me effectively brainstorm and write and refine my ideas, making my content creation smoother and more organized. I also started turning it into educational podcasts and audiobooks. It's like having a mini school right in my ears while I'm trying to get things done. And like apps, there's literally a podcast for just about everything. If you're passionate about personal development, there are a million, probably more podcasts that offer tips and strategies from experts. If you're into history or science, there's an endless array of audiobooks that dive deep into those subjects as well. And instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media during my breaks or commutes, I use that time to absorb new information. And what's great about this approach is it's completely flexible. You can make learning a part of your routine without overhauling your entire schedule. Whether it's through platforms like Coursera or YouTube or different other specialized learning apps, there's something out there for pretty much everyone. Once I decided what I wanted to learn, I knew I still had to address the real problem. My phone was still too easy to use for all the wrong reasons. I knew that getting rid of my phone just was not an option for me. It's like telling someone who's a chain smoker to hold a cigarette but don't smoke it. It's practically impossible, and it's just infuriating that someone would even ask you to do that. But I knew that I can create friction between me and my phone, so it'd just be harder to access things within it. When I took a look at my phone and I saw just how easy it was for me to go on all these social media apps and all these other things that were just distractions, it became so obvious why I was using it so much. So once I saw what my screen time was mostly being used for, I took those apps and I put them in a separate folder on the end of my phone. And this extra step has just allowed me to not check the same mind-numbing apps time and time again because they're just out of sight and out of mind. I tried deleting apps like Instagram, but at the end of the day, I just re-downloaded it a few days later. But once I put it in a folder that was just completely out of sight and at the end of my phone where I'd have to dig through it, I noticed that actually worked because I wasn't going through all those extra hoops and ladders to go to it. And I replaced my home screen with icons that actually supported those good habits that I was trying to make. And by placing these apps at the front of my home screen, whenever I picked up my phone, I had always been met with these apps just being readily available for me to get sucked into. And I created widgets within my phone that just made it even easier to access those. And these also acted as a visual reminder just to keep me focused and engaged, so when I would reach my phone, that's what I was drawn to. And it just served as a gentle reminder and motivation of my learning goals. I totally get it. It's so easy and convenient to open up your phone, go on TikTok, and just scroll on endless videos that are just mind-numbing. At the end of the day, it's not about completely cutting out your phone or being perfect. I don't expect someone with a phone addiction to just completely stop using it altogether. I don't think it's practical. But if you can utilize that addiction to make conscious choices that are actually going to help you live a better life and actually learn some stuff, then I think that is much more obtainable and a lot healthier. So take a look at your screen time and understand what apps are actually holding you back and just how much time you are using on each one of them every day. And make a plan to shift those habits and replace them with more positive ones. Relocate those apps to a less accessible spot so you are not faced with them every time you open up your phone. I know it's not as fun as swiping on TikTok, but the benefits has just been so clear for me. hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a like and also subscribe. I make new videos every week, and I hope you come back and watch more of them because they are meant for you to learn some stuff. And I'd love to hear from you guys if you have other strategies that you have used that have helped turn your phone addiction into something that is actually more positive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!